alone man, and no man as.
A pleasant good evening to you and a warm welcome to News Hour. I am Esther Sako. Coming up, a Sierra Leonean Abu Kamara claims that he was unjustly imprisoned at the Sierra Leone Correctional Service for 12 years without being charged to court. Sierra Leone, with support from Irish Aid, commissions its 2025 Community Scorecard report conducted in both Falaba, Kainau, Kenema, and Kono. And the Director General Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha William Barr, has said nutrition information management systems remains key to the development of nutrition management. These stories and more, including entertainment and sport, are lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us. Welcome back to News Hour. Beginning news this evening with one of our top stories. Sierra Leone, with support from Irish Aid, has commissioned its 2025 Community Scorecard report. The report focuses on sexual and reproductive health and rights, climate governance, gender-based service delivery, and social protection conducted in 5 districts, both Falaba, Kainau, Kenema, and Kono districts respectively. The findings and recommendations were presented to stakeholders during a press conference and the launching of the report. Ibrahim Samora tells us more.
The Community Scorecard presents a comprehensive analysis of sexual and reproductive health and rights, climate governance, gender-based service delivery, and social protection across selected chiefdoms in Sierra Leone. The assessment was conducted in 2025 across 23 chiefdoms in 5 districts, both Falaba, Kailaun, Kenema, and Kono districts, with the purpose to assess the quality, accessibility, inclusiveness, and accountability of public service delivery from the perspectives of both service users and service providers, with particular attention to women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Head of Programs, Governance and Gender, St. Sierra Leone, Brian Mansari, said the Community Scorecard was rooted in the principles of social accountability, participatory governance, and citizen-centered development. He said the most alarming finding in the report relates to climate governance.
The findings reveal an undeniable reality. While basic services structures exist across Sierra Leone, many systems remain fragile, uneven, underfunded, and heavily dependent on short-term project interventions rather than sustainable institutional frameworks.
Presenting key findings, the mill manager in Sierra Leone, Edward Gbori, said the findings indicated that SIHR services are moderately available and functional in some chiefdoms, with significant gaps remain. Climate governance emerged as a critical area of concern. According to him, across all assessed chiefdoms, community engagement in climate decision-making is extremely weak, stating gender-based service delivery also shows significant structural weaknesses, with women's representation in leadership, decision-making, and budget processing was very limited due to cultural norms and lack of institutional support, indicating that social protection was highly inconsistent and frequently politicized, with school feeding programs generally performing better than cash transfers. Country Director Sen Sierra Leone Joseph Ayamga, launching a report, said the findings provide evidence to inform program adaptation, district and national policy dialogue, and strengthen social accountability mechanisms. Ibrahim Samura, Freetown.
The Director General Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President Dr. Martha Williams Gaba, has said that nutrition information management systems remains key to the development of nutrition management in the country. She outlined the importance of nutrition reporting during an orientation engagement on nutrition reporting activities in the country. Aruna Patikamara sent in this report.
The Chief Technical Officer, Scale Up Nutrition Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President, Bernadette Mami Aliu, said the engagement was designed to strengthen their understanding within nutrition coordination units and to collaborate data management on nutrition activities reporting. The National Coordinator Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Geneba Jallo, lauded development partners, especially FAO, for their continued support in strengthening nutrition management in the country, adding the country has made significant progress in quarterly reporting on nutrition-related matters. She said the engagement aims to clarify contributions and reporting mechanism rules in the development of nutrition in the country. The Director General, Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha Williams Gaba, outlined the objectives of the engagement, especially on the Nutrition Information Management System orientation, activity reporting, stressing on the importance of nutrition reporting in line with the improvisation of the project.
We have partners responding that they want to be part of it. Issues came up on the global standards vis-a-vis our own standards that we've set. But that all boils down to the fact that the data set that we are using or the indicators from the NSG are outdated. So it's something that we really need to look into. So we know that the indicators in the NSP as well as the NNC are very much important. And for us to really measure those indicators and try to respond to why the indicators are going the way they are, it's important for us to also have the activities.
Presentation was made on deriving evidence-based for a malnutrition-free Sierra Leone with the 3 components that are set up to monitor indicators, monitor progress, and monitor partners' activity.
The Holiness Revival Movement Youth and Campus Fellowship presented its one-day National Impact Summit for students and pupils across the country. The summit was designed to bring together young minds from various schools for a transformative experience that blends leadership, purpose, and faith. The events featured distinguished high-profile leaders from various sectors across the country who shared their personal success stories, life lessons, and insight into leadership and integrity. Moses Conte witnessed the event and now report.
Some of the points the gathering addressed were centered on how many young people with great ambition and aspiration have lost focus while involving in illicit activities. This was attributed to peer pressure at schools or at universities. Such decisions, they say, have not only affected their future, but the country as a whole. So the summit was designed to inspire students to pursue godly access, a form of success grounded in strong moral values, discipline, purpose, and a commitment to make a meaningful contribution to society. According to the visionary of the summit, the Chief of General Staff for the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, Major General Sir Gawuja, catching young minds in such an event was the best approach for the future.
The devil is on the rampage, swaying young minds, thwarting futures, destroying dreams, killing people, especially young people. See the number of people pushed as a ravaged in Sierra Leone. See the number of young minds having hepatitis, HIV and AIDS, all because of the kind of lifestyle they are living. So as you come here today, I want to beg you, I want to talk to you. And so many other people are coming to talk to you, to open your minds, open your eyes to some of the issues that are killing dreams and destroying young people.
The summit also saw various presentations from high personalities on health talk such as hepatitis, HIV/AIDS, drugs addiction, and the way out. Discussions were also held on what was described as success formula, including academic success, freedom from crime, financial management, and the place of Jesus, among others. According to the National Overseer for Holiness Revival Movement Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and the Gambia, Pastor Charles Sengova, the event was not only to educate children on issues affecting their future, but to bridge the gap to their successes through practical examples. He urged them to take this session very seriously.
This summit is to tell them about the things that are occurring in the society, like drugs, for them to aware about it and how to prevent it. We tell them also about HIV, we tell them about leadership, we tell them about the way out, which is God. So this summit is purposely for the youth, catching them young for ministry exploits in any case that they find themselves. So it's helping the youth, it's helping the pupils, it's helping all of us as parents. It's a very good educative system for us.
Participants were encouraged to build character, think critically about their future, and align their ambition with values that promote lasting impact. Students representing different schools across Freetown described the events timely. For SLBC, Moses Conte.
All students of the Young Women Christian Association have offered donation of food items to children of the National School for the Blind. The gesture was seen as part of the media outreach activities to various institutions. Aminata Fufana has more on that story.
So we thank you, Papa God. We bless you. We give you all the honor and the glory. We thank you for the teachers. Papa.
Speaking during the visits, members of the YWCA Old Students Association, led by Ebon James, said the initiative was aimed at reminding vulnerable children of the love of God regardless of their situation. They noted that prayer works miraculously, which is why people must continue to pray at all times. The group further stated that although the food items donated were insufficient, they would help cushion the school's feeding challenges for some days. They also pledged to continue providing support to the institution in the future. Authorities of the National School for the Deaf applauded the YWCA team for the kind gesture and highlighted some of the challenges currently confronting the school, ranging from salary constraints to limited infrastructure. The school administration expressed appreciation to the women of YWCA and assured them that donated items would be used wisely for the benefit of the children.
In celebrating the 15th anniversary of Open Government Partnership Week theme, a global call to transform the ways governments serve their citizens, the National Council for Civic Education and Democracy, NACED, in partnership with the Open Government Partnership, held a roundtable experts panel discussion. Assembled at the Foreign Service Academy, the experts deliberated on the government's role in promoting democracy, accountability, peaceful coexistence, and national development. Aminata Fofana again.
Chairman of the National Council for Civic Education and Development, NACED, Joseph Munda Bindi, described the engagement as a precursor to the high-level Open Government Roundtable Experts Panel discussion held in the presence of key duty bearers. Mr. Bindi underscored the critical role of open government in ensuring that citizens remain informed about governance processes and national development initiatives.
Gov Week is a global initiative of OGP that brings government, civil society, and citizens to celebrate openness, transparency, and collaboration in public life. This is a very popular thing. We are here this morning. The numbers may be sizable, but this is Sierra Leone because we have the characteristic of everybody in Sierra Leone that are in this room. And the government is here, civil society are here, and even our children, the students, who are the leaders.
He noted that an informed citizenry is essential for promoting accountability, transparency, and active participation in democratic governance. He further emphasized that the Open Government Partnership (OGP) framework prioritizes accountability and transparency as key pillars for bridging the gap between government institutions and the people. Mr. Bindi urged government representatives to work collectively for the development of the country. Chief Minister Dr. David Senge stated that the government remains committed to creating an environment that encourages constructive criticism. He expressed satisfaction that the initiative, which started as a radical idea on a small scale, has now gained global recognition and transformation.
Person's idea, but it's a combination of many independent sources of information that are put together by people, experts, and they tell two things: what citizens think about corruption across many different indicators, many different metrics, and they compare countries as well.
Dr. Senge said inclusive participation from all stakeholders remains essential in achieving national development goals. The session later ended with a panel discussion during which important national issues were highlighted and recommendations were made on how to address them. So far, 6 ministries have fully complied with the implementation of recommendations from the Council in maintaining the Open Government Initiative. However, participants called for stronger collaboration and partnership with more line ministries for the overall development of the nation.
After days of investigation, the Sierra Leone police report that the vessel MV Aconian, arrested with cocaine in Spain, left the shores of Freetown with no sign of substance like cocaine. The report also stated that the vessel was never owned by any Sierra Leonean or registered in Sierra Leone. Suleiman Babatoye has more on that story.
So they continue the investigation. The team will not be put together. They continue the work. But because
the vessel MV Aconian was arrested in Spain weeks back by Spanish authorities. Police reports said it was allegedly registered in Comoros Island and was carrying its flag at sea. The report said that the vessel arrived in Sierra Leone on Friday, 17 April 2026, with all competent government institutions undertook routine inspection as provided by their institutional mandate. Also on their manifest, manifest. They recorded the acceptance and signing of 1,151 metric tons of palm kernel cakes, 50 metric tons of marine diesel, and 15 metric tons of fresh water. Added to that, the report stated the vessel departed Freetown on Wednesday, the 22nd April 2026, after staying for 5 days, with 17 crew members as opposed to the 23 captured in Spain. It was also noted that the vessel exceeded its voyage period from the expected 6 days to about 9 days. The vessel, head of the Transnational Organized Crime Unit Toku, Reverend Michael Lagar, said was reported to be owned by Serenity Shipping Company, purportedly registered in Sierra Leone. Reverend Lagar said the report from the National Investment Board stated the said company was never registered in Sierra Leone and does not operate at any address in Sierra Leone. He said all officials interviewed denied having knowledge of any cocaine shipment from any port, no account in port movement logs, CCTV footage of loading operations, loading photographs, and receiving cargo manifest that showed anything like that. Meanwhile, Reverend Lagar presented one Mohammed Sharif of Block 5 Kisi Police Barracks, Freetown, arrested of allegedly being in possession of 11 parcels of dried leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa at Mile 38 police checkpoint. The drug was said to be concealed in white Chevrolet vehicle with registration number AXO085. Report on drug offenses given showed that the total of 409 indictment files were made, 116 convictions, 5 acquittals, 288 pending trials, and 20 indictments pending. In that statistics, Freetown had the highest number of indictments filed of 245 and pending trials of 206, with Moyamba, Magboka, and Pujong registering 0 indictments filed, conviction, acquittals, pending trials, and indictments pending. SLBC News, Slaman Babatue reporting.
As neighboring countries, including the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, continue to record confirmed Ebola cases, the National Public Health Agency has intensified preparedness efforts across Sierra Leone. NPHA team on Wednesday visited the Freetown International Airport and Balamuya Town to strengthen surveillance systems, engage communities, and promote preventive measures against Ebola outbreak. Esther Nene Kamara was with the team.
The assessment and awareness visit to the Freetown International Airport and Balamuya Town was part of ongoing national preparedness efforts against Ebola. The visit follows recent reports of confirmed Ebola cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, raising concerns about the need for vigilance across border and entry points in the region. The engagement brought together health officials, local authorities, security personnel, and community stakeholders to discuss measures aimed at preventing the virus from entering the country. At the airport and border community, officials assessed spots to have a checking point at Balamuya. Deputy Executive Director, National Public Health Agency, Mohamed Vande, said the current Ebola reported in the affected countries is different from the one previously experienced in Sierra Leone. He said it will most likely enter 2 major points of entry, such as airports and border crossings. He added that the country has been taking proactive steps to avoid being caught unprepared, as it was during the 2014 and 2015 Ebola outbreak.
We want to introduce the use of travel portal. That travel portal, every passenger traveling to Sierra Leone need to fill that form. Then we have it here, we see who is coming, who is traveling from where. Their medical history, we will see that. If you have not done it, when you land at the airport here, we are going to do it because we have tablets at the airport. We are going to install tablets at the airport so you can do. So that helps surveillance. In case you are in contact, in case you are in case, we can able to track you.
Community leaders welcomed the initiative and pledged their support in promoting awareness and ensuring that preventive measures are observed within their communities. Also, officials from the Airport Authority reaffirmed their commitment to supporting National Public Health Agency responses, including Ebola preparedness measures. The pledge supports through digital awareness campaigns and other initiatives aimed at educating passengers and staff while enhancing safety at the airport. Assistant Commissioner for Border Controls and Management, NRA, John Amara, commended NPHA for taking proactive steps to prevent the outbreak. He assured NPHA of their full support, including providing space for detection points and collaborating with other border agencies. Some IPC materials were given to Lunge Government Hospital and Cambia Government Hospital, and the team toured both isolation centers. For SLBC, Estanine Kamara reporting.
Caritas Freetown, with the Fundación Maga of Spain, has inaugurated the Case Leon Hospitality Training Center and certified its first batch of trainees at Boya Community. The initiative has been driven under the theme Empowering Futures Through Skills and Unlocking Potential. Stella Bangura was there and sent in this report.
The initiative, which began in November, identified and trained 15 young people from different parts of Sierra Leone in various hospitality disciplines. It was part of Caritas' efforts to tackle youth unemployment and promote self-reliance through vocational empowerment. Executive Director of Caritas Freetown, Reverend Father Peter Conte, described the ceremony as a historic and joyful milestone for the institution, emphasizing that the graduation represented more than the awarding of certificates. According to him, the initiative symbolizes hope, transformation, and a second chance for young people to build meaningful and productive futures.
We are witnessing the fruits of commitment, partnership, and sacrifice, and believe in the potential of the young people. When young people are left without opportunities, skills, or hope, society becomes vulnerable to many social problems.
Father Conte noted that youth unemployment and underemployment remain major challenges in Sierra Leone. This, he went on, has left many young people vulnerable to social problems, including drug abuse, crime, violence, dangerous migration, and exploitation. Stakeholders present explained that the Casa Leon Hospitality Training Center would equip youth with practical hospitality skills, discipline, professionalism, communication, and entrepreneurial abilities that would enable them to contribute positively to society. They encouraged them to remain disciplined, hardworking, and determined, and urged them to use the knowledge acquired to become job creators and ambassadors of positive change. Project manager Aissatou Sidibe commended the graduates for their dedication and resilience throughout the training process. She said the program was designed to empower young people with both technical and life skills necessary for personal and professional growth.
It was not an easy journey, especially when you have to bring kids from the provinces. You have a lot of engagements to do with the stakeholders, but at the end, most of them graduated today, so it's overwhelming for me. I cannot express my happiness.
Speaking on behalf of the graduates, some of the trainees expressed gratitude to Caritas Freetown and Fundación Maga for investing in their future. They described the training as life-changing and said it has provided them with renewed confidence, practical experience, and hope for a better future.
Now, we are going different places to show the world what we have learned. Let us always remember humble, pleasant, and willing to learn fast.
Project coordinator and technical advisor Andreas Schneer from Fundación Maga in Spain appreciated Caritas Freetown team for their commitment and support in making the project a success, promising follow-up initiatives as internships for graduates. Caritas Freetown re-emphasized their commitment to expanding the initiative so that more vulnerable young people across Sierra Leone can benefit from skills training. Reporting for SLBC, Stella Bangura.
If you're just joining in, this is Nizar coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation from Freetown. We continue with more stories. A Sierra Leonean, Abu Kamara, during an engagement with the SLBC, has claimed that he was unjustly imprisoned at the Sierra Leone Correctional Service for 12 years without being charged to court as provided by law. He said the unfortunate situation was as a result of a misunderstanding with a police officer in Makeni. Mohamed Kouma takes up the story.
Abu Kamara's story is among many Sierra Leoneans who have had unfortunate experiences with the law. He told SLBC that he was unlawfully and unjustifiably imprisoned since 2014, only to be released this year through the intervention of one Sheku Kamara. Abu Kamara recounted that while he was in Makeni doing timber logging, he gave his savings of 25,000 leones together with other items to one police officer, Mohamed Bangura, who told him he would help him to put the money in a bank. Later, he said the police officer told him that the money had got missing. He said when he insisted that the police must give him his money, the officer told his colleagues to arrest him, alleging that he had killed someone. He added that while he was in custody venting his anger, the officer also alleged he was a madman. He said he was later transferred to Pademba prisons in Freetown, where he had spent the past 12 years without being charged to court as provided by law.
Any Mohamed Bangura, they put the pen, the policeman, to watch him. They put the pen, they cover the book. They call me, and say, come, say, Sam, he say the book, he say, right now, see the property, all say that even Tifa. Come on, that Mohamed Bangura, you go tell the manager, see them go to Nakris, say, Nakris, man.
Abu Kamara's story has resulted to the establishment of Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone, an organization formed to give hope to inmates and people who have come in conflict with the law. The organization signed a memorandum of understanding with the Sierra Leone Correctional Service to address some of these challenges.
Is to give hope to those who have been remanded in prisons unjustifiably. We go to the prisons, we ensure we interview inmates, and at the end of the day, as legal team, we put ourselves together and give quality representation in court to ensuring that the said inmates who are in prisons unjustifiably are set free.
The founder of Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone and the pioneer for Abu's release, Sheku Kamara, said he knew about Abu's predicament when he himself was imprisoned. Ever since, he vowed to champion Abu's release.
I met several inmates, and one of them was Abu Kamara, who has spent about 12 years without trial. So I took up on a matter with the assistance of a legal team. So today, Abu Kamara has been granted bail, and we have the base was medical record. We have done all those things, and today is a free man.
The Director General of Sierra Leone Correctional Service, Joseph John Senesi, appreciated the move from Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone. He said his institution would work together with the association.
And today we are bringing this to the folk so that people see exactly what we're doing, what you guys have been doing. And one thing I believe for sure, government alone cannot address all the issues. And it's good that we all come out with initiatives to how we do that.
Hope Behind Bars Sierra Leone pledged to commit itself to establish relationship with key institutions, and Abu's story is a befitting start to combat injustice within the justice sector. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
Residents and traders in Freetown's busy central business district are set to benefit from safer and more organized walkways. In that light, Mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, led a monitoring tour alongside the Deputy Mayor, FCC staff, engineers, contractors, Gold Sierra Leone representatives, and officials of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority to assess progress and engage affected residents and businesses. Here is the report. For years, pedestrians in the city centre have struggled to navigate narrow and congested walkways occupied by petty traders, illegally parked vehicles and uncovered drainages. During heavy rains, some of the open drains become dangerous, while overcrowded pavements often force people onto busy roads, exposing them to accidents. The City to City Corporation Urban Regeneration Project for the Central Business District initiative by the Freetown City Council and its partners will target Wallace Johnson Street, George Street, Gloucester Street, Charlotte Street, Walpole Street, among others. In partnership with Gold Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, and support from the City of Zurich through UN Habitat, will focus on improving pavement and beautifying the Central Business District. The Mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, said the project is designed to create a clear 2-meter pedestrian space from the curb to the building line, allowing pedestrians to walk freely and comfortably without competing with vehicles or traders for space.
The interlocking blocks, those are being installed around those 5 main streets, and then the slabs will be taken across, will really improve the ability of Freetonians to walk in the city. And when you walk in the city and you're walking on a footpath, it means you get off the road, which improves the congestion on the road. The roads are for the cars, the pavements are for the people.
During the tour, it was observed that some traders still embarked on trading on the footpath, and also vehicles can be seen parking on the footpath, even the newly constructed pavements. But the mayor said she has started engagement with stakeholders and it have largely been positive, and they will continue follow-up engagements where necessary. Engineer Simon Johnson for CL Group said the project is a 1-year intervention which began in January and is expected to be completed by December this year. According to him, the work goes beyond pavement construction.
The project involves the footpath, it involves changing the drainage covers, rehabilitating the curbs, doing some street signs, doing some street painting, road markings, so it improves a lot of things, even some barriers for pedestrians.
Beyond the pavement works, the project also has a second phase that will see the installation of 196 solar-powered streetlights across the 11 streets, alongside greening activities, including walk around the historic Cotton Tree area. The final phase will introduce a controlled parking system with metered parking zones aimed at easing congestion and improving traffic management within the city centre. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting. Ika Judge Justice Abdul Rahman Mansaye sentenced one Hassan Kamara alias Ironman to 24 months imprisonment for fraudulent conversion of a motorbike entrusted to him for commercial purposes by one Aminata Conte. Mohammed Kouma tells us more.
Hassan Kamara alias Ironman pleaded guilty as he was charged with fraudulent conversion. The indictment indicated that on the 28th December 2025, the defendant Hassan Kamara alias Ironman fraudulently converted a Star Sport motorbike worth 39,000 leones to his own use in spite of being entrusted to him for commercial purpose by one Aminata Conte. Justice Abdurrahman Mansare accepted the defendant's plea of guilty and pronounced him convict. He asked the defendant whether he had anything to say before he was sentenced. The defendant Hassan Kamara alias Ironman pleaded for mercy and promised not to do it again. He added that he lent the bike to a fellow commercial bike rider, but he had not seen him for the past 8 months. The judge inquired whether any lawyer in court could speak on his behalf, being that the defendant did not have a legal representation. Lawyer Waiketi Mansare opted to plead on the defendant's behalf. He said the defendant was a first-time offender and he had been sincere and honest. He added that the defendant, Kamara, had not wasted the time of the court and that he had learned his lessons. Please temper justice with mercy and caution and discharge him, he pleaded. Justice Mansare inquired about the statutory penalty for fraudulent conversion, and the state lawyer M. Sila responded not exceeding 7 years. The judge also inquired what the state lawyer suggested regarding the sentence, and she said 6 months. Justice Abdurrahman Mansare sentenced Hassan Kamara, alias Iron Man, to 24 months imprisonment based on the seriousness of the offense. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
Many Sierra Leoneans have unfortunately fallen victims to the activities of criminals who deliberately scam them of their hard-earned money in exchange for travel opportunities abroad. Some have been victims of an online fraudulent scam linked to QNet. The company coerces people into business by offering investment schemes, jobs abroad, or visas in exchange for money. The company lured these young Sierra Leoneans by making false promises of employment, travel abroad, and transit through the Gambia for these fake opportunities. Presently, there are several of Sierra Leonean girls at Farato and Busumbala communities who are held hostage by these scammers. Sierra Leone's High Commissioner to the Gambia, Her Excellency Mata Kanagbo, and staff went to the scamming operating site at Farato last week Saturday to get first-hand information about their operations. The team saw firsthand how the ringleader trained a group of Sierra Leoneans to be professional scammers. The High Commissioner and team were also beaten and were chased out by the operatives of QNet. From there, the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, has commemorated World Meteorology Day at the Bureau's headquarters in Freetown. The celebration, observed annually every year, is being held under the theme Building Trust in Policymaking. Harold Williams reports.
Officially open the World Meteorology Day program, and I wish you all a meaningful and impactful celebration.
In her keynote address, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Haja Fatmata Kamara, said meteorology is a driver of economic growth and sustainable development, and therefore forms part of the National Medium-Term Development Plan pillars of 2024 to 2030. She said the private and public sectors make decisions every day, but the inconsistencies in measurement in our markets requires special attention. But the ministry will ensure that the country is built on accuracy, accountability, and fairness in trade and general commerce.
Together, let us build a future where accurate measurement is not just a mere practice, but where accurate measurement is a national culture. A culture that will strengthen our policy making, protect our consumers, and a culture that will support industry and inspire confidence to each and every Sierra Leonean.
According to the Executive Director of the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau, Dr. John Paul Kaisam, the institution is proud to join the global metrology community in celebrating World Metrology Day. He said the theme highlights the importance of trust in governance, which begins with trust in measurement. Dr. Kaisam described metrology as more than just the science of measurement, calling it an invisible foundation of trust in everyday life. He explained that confidence in market transactions, scientific learning, and consumer protection all depend on accurate and reliable measurement.
By embodying measurement into trade, industry, education, and governance, we will ensure that many Sierra Leone products become synonymous with excellence and reliability. ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate World Meteorology Day 2026, let us reflect on the importance of accurate measurement in building a fair, trade, and prosperous Sierra Leone. Together, let us build trust, strengthen transparency, and advance prosperity through the science of measurement.
The chairman of the National Standards Council, Professor Andrew Bemba, said the commemoration aimed at celebrating the science of measurement and recognizing its critical role in industrial growth, public health, and sustainable national development. Country representative of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Mariatu Soare, said World Metrology Day recognizes the signing of the Metra Convention in 1875 and celebrates the vital role measurement plays in society and economic development, and this year's theme underscores the importance of reliable, accurate, and universally accepted measurement in effective governance and evidence-based decision-making. The European Union representative, Yanis Makisiovas, also made a contribution during the event.
The Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Jul Dejalo, said that mining should export minerals to finance development, create employment, improving energy, and enhance development in the mining-affected communities. The Vice President was speaking during the opening of the Sierra Leone Minerals Week 2026, featuring the 11th African Diamond Producers Association meeting held in Freetown. Ibrahim Samora reports.
I now officially open the Sierra Leone Mining Week 2026, the 11th ADPA Council of Ministers, and at the same time, graciously launch the National Strategy for Critical Minerals. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Our mineral resources, responsible mining, value multiplication, and shared responsibility was a theme for the 2026 Sierra Leone Mineral Week, which coincided with the 11th Africa Diamond Producers Association meeting, bringing together delegates from over 30 countries, investors, and potential players in the mining industry. The week was also designed to serve as a national platform to showcasing the country's minerals endowment and potential investment destination. Director General National Minerals Agency Alhaji Engineer Haji Dabo said the mining industry was one of the government priority areas, stating the conference demonstrates that the country is open for investment and business. He said Sierra Leone was among the first countries to the Kimberley process. Chairman Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Mines and Mineral Resources, Honorable Emerson Lamina, lauded the Bio-led government for the number of reforms in the mining sector, noting Sierra Leone is blessed with different minerals, standing as the potential drivers to the country's economy.
The mining makes at least 80% of our exports come from the mining, with at least 18% adding to our GDP. This is very huge. Especially the president should be commended for empowering whether the judiciary or the legislative to do our work.
Dr. Julius Matai is the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources. Dr. Matai underscored the importance of the meeting, stating government is committed to minerals wealth. He told his audience that Africa, including Sierra Leone, should not only bank on mineral extractions, but must prudently govern and beneficiation.
The national strategy for the critical minerals gives this reform momentum, a longer horizon and a clearer destination. By 2031, Sierra Leone seeks to attract $2.5 billion in exploration and mining investment, establish 3 to 5 mineral processing plants and beneficiation facilities, create 45,000 direct jobs and indirect jobs, train 15,000 skilled workers, generate over $300 million in annual government revenue, and achieve $1.5 million in annual exports from processed and value-added mineral products.
The Mines Minister explained to detail the benefit enshrined in the national strategy for crucial minerals. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jal noted that the government is committed to govern its minerals responsibly and transparently. He catalogued strategic gains in resource generation and contributions to the country's economic growth, citing a number of reforms undertaken by government with the aim to enhance development in the mining affected communities and beneficiation.
In 2024, Sierra Leone's mining sector generated approximately $1.12 billion in mineral export, more than 3.5 times the value in 2020. That same year, government mining revenues reached $49.9 million, representing a 34% increase. These are important gains, and we acknowledge them, and we want to thank the Minister and his team for that progress. Mr. Minister, thank you very much.
In the next 4 days, there will be expert presentations and discussions on the potential of the mining sector in boosting Sierra Leone's development blueprint and Africa in general. Ibrahim Samura, Freetown.
It is part of a fulfillment of Pillar 4 of the 5 Pillars of Islam, which talks about pilgrimage or Hajj. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, thousands of pilgrims across the globe converged in Mecca to perform Umrah during the current pilgrimage. The 2026 pilgrimage saw a huge number of arrivals from Asia, Africa, Europe, and America, filling the Grand Mosque as they performed Tawaf around the Holy Kaaba. The 2026 pilgrims also made intentions for Umrah by reciting the Talbiyah prayer, which shows a powerful declaration of devotion, readiness, and submission to God. For many pilgrims, Umrah serves as a time for prayer, reflection, and the renewal ahead of the coming months. First-time pilgrims describe the experience as deeply moving and an accomplishment of a mission of faith. Saudi officials in a statement has reiterated that arrangements were made to ensure the safety, health, and comfort for all pilgrims, including visitors, by ensuring medical stations and transport links between Mecca and Medina are made available and accessible. Well, from there, that's how we draw the curtains of the news that came to you this evening from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. But before we go, a quick recap of a main point. A Sierra Leonean, Abu Kamara, during an engagement with the SLBC, has claimed that he was unjustly imprisoned by the Sierra Leone Correctional Service for 12 years without being charged to court as provided by law. He said the unfortunate situation was as a result of a misunderstanding with a police officer in McKinney. Sierra Leone, with support from Irish Aid, has commissioned its 2025 Community Scorecard Report, focusing on sexual and reproductive health and rights, climate governance, gender-based service delivery, and social protection conducted in 5 districts of Falaba, Kalaun, Kenema, and Kono, respectively. And the Director General, Scaling Up Nutrition and Food Systems Coordination Unit, Office of the Vice President, Dr. Martha William Gaba, has said that nutrition information management systems remains key to the development of nutrition management in the country. She outlined the importance of nutrition reporting during an orientation engagement on nutrition reporting activities in the country. Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of the news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I have been your anchor, Esther Sako. Stay glued to your public broadcaster, the SLBC, if you can. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.